Thank the Force. It didn't suck.
Yeah, that is a 100% accurate statement. The Force was with this movie. So I feel it's necessary to preface our conversation about The Last Jedi with the fact that I love Star Wars.
Yes.
I get nitpicky about Star Wars, right?
Okay.
The allure of the return of Star Wars is gone now that we've got those first two movies.
Sure.
I was in love with The Force Awakens when it came out, but then when I really started digging deep into it, there's a lot of things that just don't make sense.
Force Awakens, I did enjoy, but with a big giant asterisk.
It's a Death Star-sized asterisk.
Right, where it's like, yeah, I liked this movie, but it's such a deliberate riff on A New Hope. As long as they don't do this with the next one, then I'm totally fine. And thankfully, The Last Jedi is an almost fully original Star Wars movie. I thoroughly enjoyed the film. I'm gonna have to sit on it for a couple more viewings, but I think it was one of the better Star Wars movies.
Right below Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, right. That's the best one. It definitely riffs on Empire here and there.
Yeah.
But certainly not to the extent
of A New Hope versus The
yeah.
Force Awakens, yeah.
The most obvious one is Rey getting trained by Luke on a secluded planet, very similar to the Luke and Yoda thing in Empire.
It was a little weird, though, seeing Luke on her back as she's doing flips.
That was strange.
The movie is beautiful. It's well done in every technical fashion. Character development was great. The themes were great. The plot was interesting. Beautiful use of music. That's all fantastic. We're dealing with like 8, 9s, and 10s here. It's an 8 where I wish it was a 9. Right. So an 8 feels like a 5. You know what I mean? Like an okay moment feels so bad because the good moments were so awesome.
The returning characters who were new in Force Awakens, I think got way, way more to do in this one.
They finally actually have a place in the universe, definitely, yeah.
Kylo Ren was the one kind of interesting character that I had in either of those two movies. Now I like all of them.
In The Force Awakens, my biggest problem with Kylo Ren was that he just felt like a big baby. He matures in this movie.
He does.
Yeah.
I really like that they sort of take the shortcomings that Kylo Ren had in The Force Awakens and run with it. Yeah, he's totally insecure about himself, and he's kind of just an imitation Darth Vader.
Yeah.
But he's sort of coming to grips with that and becoming his own person in this one.
They explore it as a part of the themes. Yeah, absolutely.
Same with Rey. I mean, she was a bit much maybe in The Force Awakens, but in this one I thought they brought her back down in a really good way so that she feels like a more well-rounded character.
Yeah, she has more issues in this one. She's not so perfect and shiny.
Yeah. I thought it was nice that Poe Dameron had something to do in this one. Poe and Finn, who didn't have as much to do in The Force Awakens, both really shine a lot more in this one, I think.
Yeah, especially in that bedroom scene. Also, General Hux.
General Hux was great.
Yeah, he also now has a place.
Yeah.
And it actually makes sense, yeah.
I really liked the dynamic that he and Kylo Ren had.
Yes. Their butting heads was very well executed in this film compared to The Force Awakens.
Where it felt a little bit childish.
Exactly, yeah. It was like two kids fighting over the same toy.
Yeah. I think that Mark Hamill was fantastic as Luke. Returning in this movie. Leia is hugely improved from how she was.
And she doesn't feel like fan service this time around. I think that was a big problem with The Force Awakens. A lot of it felt like fan service. Yeah.
A lot of the problem with Han in that one is, it's Han Solo still 40 years later, and he's the exact same guy.
Right. That's what they're going to do with the prequel Han Solo movie, too.
Same jacket.
No, new jacket.
In this one, you definitely feel the 40 years for Luke and Leia from Return of the Jedi to now.
Also, some of the new characters introduced in this movie helped convey and converse about the gray area, the moral gray space that exists in the Star Wars universe. This movie does a great job of doing what Rogue One should have done, and that is really delve into that space between the light and the dark.
With Rogue One, that was sort of what they were going for with a lot of the setup.
Can you be trusted without your shackles?
But the message ended up being, you may think you're in the gray area, but really there's a right and a wrong, and you, darn it, you better choose one.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas this movie is very comfortable, a lot of the characters and a lot of the themes that are explored living in that gray area, where it's sort of the jaded Luke who is now disenfranchised with the Jedi.
It's time for the Jedi to end.
It had a really strong through line about legacy and finding one's place and that whole kind of thing. And it's even, I think, maybe a bit of meta commentary on the Star Wars franchise itself.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a whole lot of, hey, not everything is as great as maybe it seems.
Yeah, that's actually very true. Yeah, like it questions like just because it's Star Wars and the legacy of Star Wars. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, again, thematically, I'm never gonna.
Yeah.
I think this is one of the stronger movies, thematically speaking, standing on its own. I just felt like, again, overall, this was a perfectly fine movie, but as someone who really likes Star Wars, I'm worried that it's continuing to be more Disney. There are scenes and sequences that are just funny without the need for being funny, or pull you right out of the moment.
It felt a bit Marvel.
It was Marvel. It was the Disneyfication of Star Wars, and that was my biggest problem with this movie. There were quips and quirks that didn't need to be there, and there were parts of the audience were laughing, and that's great. And who knows? Maybe something has soured my mood. Maybe I went in with such a low bar that I couldn't find entertainment in those moments, but that didn't feel right.
But so aside from the comedy moments that you didn't like,
I guess it's just that there were times when the universe is starting to fall apart a little bit. It made sense when it was the Empire and the Rebel Alliance, and now all of a sudden in The Force Awakens we have the Rebellion, which is now the Republic, and the Resistance continues to resist. The Rebellion became the Republic, which I thought was just a remnant of the Empire. So why does it have like in the first? And now the Resistance is on the understand.
It's not very well explained.
No, it's not, and it just throws caution to the wind, and it throws the small, interesting bits of Star Wars that, I will admit, it's completely peripheral, but to me it matters that there's like a structure and a hierarchy to the Empire. You know, this just didn't have that. When I look back on the movie, I'm seeing all those flaws because they stand out so much. Because it's a perfectly fine movie, but those glaring flaws take it down from perfectly fine to,
Okay.
It just bothers me. It's a lot of this like small stuff that adds up, and it kind of makes me go,
I suppose.
Yeah, I guess I'm being harsher on the movie than I should be. I think it's just that I'm very concerned with what I saw in The Force Awakens and Rogue One. And
this one didn't alleviate your concerns at all?
It did. Like, it fixed a lot of the issues I had with The Force Awakens, but it had other flaws that I felt showed the Disney coming through.
There are definitely a lot of small problems, but none of them were enough of a problem to take me out of all of the stuff that I really enjoyed about it, and I thought that the good aspects of the film outweighed the bad so heavily that I didn't care. I loved it.
I liked it.
I would highly recommend this movie. You would recommend, but with reservations.
Oh, no. Okay, let me be clear. Watch this movie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it again.
Thank you very much for watching Bull Session. Please like this video and hit that subscribe button. We're going to be back with a spoiler review in just a couple days. We're going to elaborate on a lot of what we kind of said here. We've got lots of other content on this channel as well that you can check out if you are so inclined. Thanks very much again for watching, and take care.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you.